You're back with the long lunch with Wendyl Nissen on Radio Live. Are you a good salesperson? Can you sell things to people? I'm not. I'm absolutely hopeless. So I'm going to be very interested in this interview. I'm talking now to one of the world's top sales and business performance experts, Dean Mannix. Good afternoon.
Thanks for having me on the show, Wendyl. I'm pretty sure you'd be great at sales if you put your mind to it.
No, there's just no... Mate, I used to edit magazines and they'd drag me into these sales meetings with all these clients and advertising agencies, and I'd sit there and they'd sort of talk about something and I'd just go, well, don't buy an ad then. You know, I don't have it. So what makes a good salesperson? What do you need to have in your DNA?
Look, I think it's a genuine desire to help people. And I know that sounds corny, but I've done this across the world, over 25 countries, and the best salespeople really enjoy helping out their customers, no matter who those customers are.
Are you really? That does sound very corny, I got to say. Okay, so you really want to help out your customers. You're trying to get them the best deal. Do you have to have the gift of the gab? I know when I've been talked into buying something, I've gone, wow, you have got a certain thing about the way you talk. Do you have to have that as well?
I think it helps, but I've got to say that process tends to beat personality. If I look at what's going on globally, and the most successful people tend to be much better at a really systematic, consistent approach to engaging with customers and helping them buy. And often the people that you think are great salespeople, they're just hot air and noise, and when you look at their sales results, they're not very good.
Ooh, that's bad. Tell me how you got into sales, Dean.
Yeah, sure. So I got into sales, I think the way most people end up in sales, through failure. I've had a lot of success. Very few people choose to be in sales, and I think that's why, as a profession, it's not held in high regard. But I'm actually an ex-lawyer. As a result of being in the law, I got involved with a development company, ended up buying them out, had a lot of success as a young bloke, and then blew myself up and ended up broke. And didn't go bankrupt, but luckily enough, a mate said to me, look, I know you're broke. I know you have lots of money. You should get into sales. You'd be really good at it. And that's how it started.
What was the first sales thing you did? What was your first job? What your first get?
I sold photocopiers, and I was lucky enough to be employed by a really great group of professional people. And unlike most salespeople, I was trained as a professional. And the copier industry certainly set me up to have an amazing career. Obviously, training people in sales now, but selling copiers got me out of a pretty big financial hole.
Photocopiers. Doesn't sound that glamorous.
It's not. It's just hard work and grunt and persistence. And then, it's interesting, though, back to helping people to buy. Once I understood that a photocopier to most people was something that caused them heartache, pain. They hated the thing. They got frustrated by it. And that there's actually opportunity to save a lot of money in toner costs that were much more expensive on other devices. Once I got my head around that, it was actually pretty easy to have the conversation.
I think we've all kicked a photocopier at least once in our lives.
Absolutely. They normally deserve it too.
All right, Dean, so you are coming out here. You've got a conference. Sell me on your conference. Tell me why I should come to your conference. I'm going to put you to work here. Absolutely.
Well, look, if you're a salesperson, then the bottom line is that the quality of your life is impacted by how effectively you're selling. And that's not just how much you're earning. It's about your relationships. It's about how much you enjoy it. It's about waking up out of bed and actually wanting to go to work. If you're a business owner, if nobody's selling, then the lights don't turn on. So no matter who you are, you need to be great at it. And this conference is all about really cracking open three areas. The first one is just planning for growth. And I think, the scary thing for me about most salespeople and business owners is they're just planning for survival. They're not actually planning to grow.
Absolutely.
So we put together a single session on that in the morning. We've got a lower price point on that because I really want people to be able to access that one. And
hey, Dean, just to interrupt here, I used to have a small business, and planning for growth freaked the hell out of me because it was easier to just do day to day. The minute you plan for growth, then that was the stress. Like, I have to reach these targets. This is awful.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the interesting thing is that most people think about planning for growth as going, okay, we're going to sell 20% more, as opposed to going, well, what do we need to do to achieve that? And it's actually much easier than most people think. If you do a 3 to 5% improvement in 3 or 4 areas of your business, you can achieve a 20% growth with a lot less stress and a lot more fun. But if you're not planning to grow, really you're planning to die, right? the scary
Where
thing.
were you when I was running my business, Dean? I needed you.
I was out there, but I wasn't selling to small businesses. And this is the most exciting thing for me about this is my background. Obviously, I came from no money. The dad was a small business owner, and I've worked for the last 20 years in the big end of town, like the Goldman Sachs and the Oracle corporations in New Zealand, with companies like Meridian, Westpac, New Zealand, Sovereign. And now we're out there doing stuff for small businesses and single salespeople. So it's incredibly exciting.
Okay, you sold me. If I still had my business, I'd be coming along to hear you talk. Where is the conference? When and how do we get tickets?
For sure. So we're in Auckland on the 7th of June at the Pullman Hotel. You can get tickets at deanmannix.com, so that's MANNIX.com. And right now there's a 2-for-1 offer that's open till Sunday. So if you buy one ticket, my team will get in touch with you and make sure that you've got a second ticket for a friend or a colleague.
Oh, it wouldn't be a sales pitch without a 2-for-1 offer.
Absolutely, and a deadline.
Why do 2-for-1s work? They always work on me. Always.
Well, that's great, and I'm hoping they're working on your audience because we'd love to see them and a friend along.
But why do they work? What is it about our mindset thing that that's a great idea?
Yeah, so they're triggering off a few things. One is, wow, I'm getting massive value because 2-for-1 sounds, even more powerful than 50% off. The second thing is it triggers off a natural part in us that wants to contribute and help others. And so it's like you get this kind of warm, fuzzy feeling that says, oh, this is cool, I can buy one for my friend as well. So there is a lot of science behind this stuff, and great salespeople study the science, but those are two reasons that sort of strategy does work.
All right. Okay. Well, listen, are you still working as a salesman, or are you training mainly these days?
Well, these days, most of my focus is on creating scalable content that everybody can use around the world. But I'm always selling, and the reality is we always are. I'm always selling to my wife, trust me, but she's pretty good at making sure she gets her way.
What's the hardest thing to sell in the world? What would be the hardest thing to sell?
The hardest thing to sell in the world? Oh, that's a great question.
I know. Got you stuck on that one, didn't I?
You stumped me.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. It just occurred to me that there's so many things to sell around the world. I wonder what would be the hardest thing at the moment. But probably Trump. I shouldn't go down that path, but I will. Yes, I agree. But someone did. Someone did, and that is the thing, right? So someone worked out how to sell that, man. And, you've got to give them credit for that, right?
Yeah, they pick their target market, they pick their messages, and they polarize. This is a really interesting one that'll come out in the conference is most of us are not successful at sales because we're too polite, we're too generic, and we run the middle line. You've got to figure out what it is that's great about what you sell, and you've got to sell the hell out of that. Middle line very rarely leads to anything but mediocrity. And if you're in sales and your life's mediocre, it's horrible.
Right. Okay. Listen, it's been great talking to you. And anyone want to get along, it's 7th of June. Go to Dean's website, deanmannix, MANNIX.com. Thanks so much for your time, Dean. Much appreciated.
Outstanding. Thanks, Wendyl. Take care. Bye now.
Thanks so much for watching that video, and I hope you found it valuable and educational and useful for your role in sales. So if you did, please share it. Remember, sharing's free, and every other salesperson out there needs all the help they can get. Also, make sure you subscribe to my channel because I've got lots and lots of content coming out and plenty of content inside the channel right now ready for you to digest. Enjoy, and remember, sales is meant to be fun. If it's not, you need to change the way that you're doing it.